I just want to get. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Everything's.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Okay, stay there. I'm staying. Staying. There we go. There we go. Okay.
I just wanted to get going.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I just wanted to get going.
It's
I
Wednesday.
really wanted to get going, but no. I cannot get going because I came down here late. It's all my fault. Because I went to bed about 4 a.m. I'm here with my co-host, Michael McDonald of the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, sweet freedom, shine a light on me. Sorry, that's my early
Very
morning.
Nice and unrehearsed.
Because he always has that run at the end, you know?
Yes.
Taking it to the street. There you go. There's your Michael McDonald.
Very nice. Yeah. Of course, I'm rather religious myself, so I'm kind of a Jesus is just okay with me.
Jesus is just all right. Oh, yeah.
That's not him, though, I don't think.
No, that's the other dude. But I don't have, I can't do him, so.
Very nice. This is relevant to our discussion today, and you are not.
Yeah?
You are not Michael McDonald.
No, I'm not.
This is awesome. We haven't even tweeted this out or anything, so no one's watching. It's okay.
This is just going to be my voice the whole day. Welcome to Turn and Laugh.
Yes, I like it.
Trump, Trump, Trump. Yeah, sorry. Hi, I'm Jason Allen. Nice to see you. It's Wednesday.
That's right.
I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep, so this is what you get, right?
And we both are.
Ah.
Same thing. That's why I started late. I love it. I love it. That's very good. I like that. I'll just come in and do...
Wait until I break up. Michael McDonald does Nirvana.
Oh, did he? No. Okay.
He will by the time the show's done, though.
Well, we've got things to discuss, but I'll just bring out my my bit that I'm working on, comedy bit.
Excellent.
Otherwise known as Putin's mom.
Ooh, that could be like
Putin. Yes, Mama.
Your borscht is getting cold.
Would you like some vanilla pudding?
No, pudding. What is it, Mom? I don't know.
Yes, Mama. You can have the vanilla pudding after you eat your pudding. Pudding.
Tastes like tapioca and tyranny.
Why are we eating pudding, Mama? Never mind, it's Canadian. It's for the joke.
Yes.
Anyway.
I would like you to meet my special friend on our play date. Michael McDonald. How you doing, Pooch Mom? Sorry.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
Doctor says to lay off the luckies.
That's right.
Anyway,
I'm down to 3 packs a day.
We'll consider that one on Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
Little insight that I have on Putin's, because I kind of feel sorry. Okay, so the deal is in the news.
Yeah.
It's Putin's in the news.
Oh, all the time.
I mean, there's other things in the news, and but clearly Putin was a Bernie Sanders supporter.
Oh, of course he was.
Because anybody who does anything bad is a Bernie Sanders supporter, right? Sure. Yeah, sure.
Well, there's word on the street, right? I mean, I don't know where it comes from, but it's word on the street that little bird that ended up on the podium, right, here in Portland, was actually a little robot droid thing from Putin.
See, I think that would be cool. But Putin's been in the news because we had Megyn Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And now we've got the Oliver Stone dropping.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, it's like, see, just like that. That's you, America. That's what you sound like. I hear you when I spy on your TV.
That's right.
Yeah. So, so there's that. There was, I think Megyn Kelly was last week.
Yeah.
And now the Oliver Stone stuff is dropping. And of course, you don't expect anyone. It could be you could reincarnate Mike Wallace to interview Putin, and everyone would be like,
right.
John McCain. We can play John McCain interviewing Comey again.
Oh,
we might actually might do that for. Anyway.
That was such a surreally bizarre episode. Yeah. I mean, everyone's talking about the Russia thing, and there's John McCain. Did you watch the July 14th Antique Road show? I bet you did not. Yeah.
I haven't done my morning coughing yet, my morning lunger. So I might have to mute and just kind of do one of these.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Phlegm Talk.
I'll be your huckleberry. Yeah, the coffee pot spilled.
Yeah.
Like as I was getting, I'm like, oh yeah, there's coffee all over the, whatever you call that, the breakfast counter. I'm like, very nice, very nice. Good day. Good day.
Good day.
Anyway.
It's a frantic rush to bring the masses fresh, streaming entertainment.
Well, we were later than I thought.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
bad.
Literally, we were both up late because the wonderful things he does. Is that okay? Portland, June, Rose Festival. It's June. It's summertime. Birds are flying, landing on Bernie Sanders podiums. You know, everything's great. And what is it? You're waking up in the morning, like 7 or whatever, and it looks like before sunrise. It's like it's dark.
Yeah.
It's dreary. It looks like November.
Right. It's like that false dawn out there, right? Where you think the sun is out there somewhere.
I guess today it's sunny. Well, I sent out on Facebook. I said, look, this week the low is 49 and the high is 80 this week. Oh, that's good for my curmudgeonly middle-aged self. Because if there's nothing more crankier to an old person is changing the weather.
Yes.
You know?
Right. Because I can feel it in my bones.
Well, I can feel it in my bones.
Right.
Or something. No, it's just like, because I think I said it's Monday. You're kind of cranky. Yeah. All you want is the sun.
Yes.
In the morning.
Yeah.
You know, the late George Harrison sitting by your.
Here comes Michael McDonald can do that.
Yes.
Here comes the sun. Sorry.
Geddy Lee.
It's like yeah.
The sun comes down in a beaten Tom Sawyer. Right. I can't even. It's too early in the morning for that.
Yes.
So, so there's news, and I gotta. I told you I gotta tweet this out.
Right.
And look, I opened up my browser.
Yeah.
What's on my browser? I'm looking how to repair watches.
Oh, nice.
Well, we talked about watches on Monday.
Yeah.
I said watch.
Yeah.
Watches, but I have to take it off to do it. So that I think there's a battery in the Rolex, the fake Rolex.
The Rolex.
Yes, I think there's a battery in there. I'm pretty sure. So I got to undo it. So how do you undo it? It's magic. Right. Watchmakers are magic. That's the thing. That's what you don't know. You're like, I can do this. Yeah. I can do MacBook. I can do all of streaming live on the internet.
Sure.
But I can't do what a watchmaker does.
No.
Like, how do you take the back off? You Google it 10 times. And there's a guy with like a rubber bouncy ball.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Like, well, you just take a kid's rubber bouncy ball and... But then I found the tool.
Yeah, there's like that little tool or whatever you use to jimmy it off.
It's a whole tool. You have to have a thing and so many millimeters, and then it sticks here, and then it's like a ratchet. And
yeah. It's a process.
All for a fake Rolex.
Well,
right? Just like a real Rolex. They were so meticulous in China that they decided to make the back exactly like
the Rolex.
So like you have to actually go out and get the tool for Rolexes to undo the back of the fake Rolex. That's some sort of there's some sort of philosophical irony there.
There's lessons to be learned there. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm sure Michael McDonald would have something to say about that.
Oh, that guy's got a wide range, a variety of things to say on multiple topics.
Taking apart a Rolex.
That's right.
I can't do it.
That's right.
So I'm gonna tweet. Anyway, so that's my browser history as I open it up is me on Amazon, and I found a thing like it was really dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll order it tonight, but instead I'll watch a Coen Brothers movie I've never seen before, and not.
I had no idea that was a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah. What is it? Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
It's John Malkovich.
Yeah.
John Malkovich.
Well, Malkovich.
And Brad Pitt. Because it was like 2008.
Right.
Something like George Clooney.
2008,
probably that period that all my movie watching was like Finding Nemo,
Yeah.
What's the new Disney animated picture?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I just totally missed it.
The kids know. I have no idea.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah. So what do you got for us today, Jason? As I stall for time as I tweet and Facebook this show out. Yeah, that's how that works.
Hi, welcome to Jason's Corner. Today's Wednesday.
You can show him your new little thing.
My new little thing.
Yeah, I mean, because we'll probably talk about this. The
the show and tell.
Yeah, we should probably dive into it, but you got show and tell right there, and I don't have a robot on your camera. So
that's right. I'll bring it over.
These are all show and tells that kind of harken back to previous discussions. In the last week.
Yes, excellent. Yes,
but in the studio. Yeah, it's not wide enough, but we have placed my lucky charm for broadcasting. Yeah, you can't see it. You'd actually have to pick it up and show the people.
Oh, okay.
That is the...
set it down out here first. Got to be very gentle with it because this is history, folks. All right. Item number 1.
That is the original NBC Burbank, California souvenir coffee mug from NBC Burbank, California in the early 70s. If you notice the logo, NBC. Yes. It's like Antiques Roadshow. NBC. What's the patina look like on that? Yeah, that's exactly what that is. And I think, interestingly enough, I was looking at the colors. It's like purple and blue on the logo. Ooh. I believe that purple was red.
Yeah, I can see the purple. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that was not purple. I think that was red.
Makes sense.
But that was touring the NBC Burbank, California studios. I actually remember because I saw Johnny Carson's set on The Tonight Show.
If we find the little elf, we will get to the bottom of the tiny drummer mystery.
I put those in there because Johnny Carson was famous for drumming. He was a drummer. He played the drums. He got a drum kit from Buddy Rich and lessons or whatever. And he used to play the drums with his pencils in between breaks. And those are actually drumstick pencils right there. So I was like, well, that seems appropriate, I believe. So,
Think that would annoy Doc Severinsen?
Oh, no. God, no. They were friends.
All right.
They were. You remember the most famous episode? What was it? The Thanksgiving episode where Doc Severinsen, Ed was not there. He was on a bender, I think.
I'm sure he was.
And Doc Severinsen and Johnny, because when I'm trying to tweet here in TweetDeck. Well, maybe you should schedule that. Doc, normal. But yeah, just put that right next to the microscope. You've never talked about the microscope, by the way. Well, the microscope, I always figured you'd at some point come out and let's put a microscope on this idea,
Right.
I know, it's a crap. It's just crap. It's just horrible.
I'm imagining junior high science, one of those little scientist kits you get as a kid. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I got it at a garage sale. So. Oh. That's where I got the microscope.
Okay. that begs a whole another set of questions. Number 1 is when you go to a garage sale, what entered your mind when you said, wow, I need that microscope?
No. You're like walking around looking at stuff. Yeah. Here's a reel-to-reel tape deck. Yeah. Sold.
Yes. Real.
Well, that's where we did our best work.
Yes.
I mean, you had to find batteries or fix the cord or whatever. It's like, some old lady with the chain smoking. Yeah. With a coffee. It doesn't work. They'll sell it, but it doesn't work. Well, I'll give you $5 for it. All right. Right. There's no reels for it. Well, I'll just go down to the Radio Shack and buy some reels for it, Yeah. The cord's frayed, so I think I could clip that off, go down to the hardware store and...
Put that up together, yeah.
I now have
I'll sell it to you for $1.
Yeah, I now have a reel-to-reel deck, and we can record our high school songs.
Yes.
Which is something that we could actually share on Show and Tell at some point.
Ooh.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, mine were transferred. My dad, you see, I ripped off
What was the first song you wrote?
Huh?
The first song you wrote.
Oh my gosh.
What was the title?
Oh boy.
And don't say minute by minute.
No. Minute by minute by minute.
See, I love this show because at some point, I imagine a millennial audience that has to Google and Wikipedia everything we say. Michael McMinute by what? What are they talking about?
It. Yeah. That would probably first song would probably be something called "All Right Tonight."
Ooh,
that would be
All Right Tonight.
Right. Not to be. Let's see. Early songs were. Let's see. Oh.
I'm getting like
this is my Def Leppard
Cheap Trick vibe, you know. It's all right tonight. No. Da, 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 da. It's all right tonight.
Right.
At the Budokan.
We're all right.
Yeah.
We're all, no.
I mean,
actually,
that's what I'm thinking.
Actually, I think that was my very first. I think I ripped off Bon Jovi, their first album. You know, she's a little runaway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like. Yeah, that, let's see. Other early, really virtuoso masterpieces were, oh gosh, Love is a Three-Ring Circus.
Oh, that wasn't Bon Jovi, was it?
No, I have no idea.
You
I think it's Def Leppard.
A Three-Ring Circus. Yeah. No.
And then you could tell what was going through my mind with relationships because I wrote a song and literally the chorus is, "Love is like staring down the barrel of a shotgun."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I'm still working on that.
Love just like staring down the barrel shotgun. I still remember it after all these years because back then you had to have the Axl Rose. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, you know, Rob Halford, you know, that Judas Priest, you know.
My first song was, in fact, also relationship based.
Excellent.
And describes what was going on in my life in relationships. My first song was called High School Girls. I was waiting for the spit take.
Yeah, you got to turn to the side. All right. High School Girls.
High school girls. They get old in a day.
They knock me out.
It's like rock and roll. You know, the thing about rock and roll is, if you do it right, you start in high school. You know, you're like Mick. And
sometimes junior high.
Paul. And John.
Yeah.
You know, we were in a skiffle group back in grade school, right? You know, that's how you started out, right?
Right, skiffle. Yeah.
And so you're writing those songs, and you may come up with a song called High School. And it's written in high school, High School Girls.
Go with what you know, right?
And then you get in college, and that song becomes very uncomfortable.
Right, about as uncomfortable as Christine 16.
Exactly.
Oh, when I saw you coming out of school that day, I knew I had to have you. Gene, come on, buddy.
I know, right? It's like...
Yeah.
I think there's actionable legal things that we can do
or
with this.
Winger. She's only 17.
Winger.
7. Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough. Oh, Kip. Come on, buddy.
Winger.
I know Winger. I saw them live. They opened up for Kiss one time.
Oh, speaking of saw them live.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
I don't know.
This is a good one.
Should we?
Yeah.
Should we just dive into it?
Let's roll it out. This is show
news,
and tell.
As always.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
On Turning Left.
Sure.
Jason Allen.
Sure. Something like that.
And that other guy.
Just
kidding, Richard. Just kidding. It was like the promo was right behind me.
That's right. He just shoots up over your shoulder.
Richard, no, we like Richard. I like
Sir Richard.
Sir Richard. Yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
You just thought about being snarky because I'm feeling like a snarky Wednesday.
It is a snarky Wednesday.
Do we just dive into show and tell?
Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anything?
Let's do a running show and tell as we go. Like we'll talk about something else, then we'll do a show and tell, and then it'll be just.
You want to talk music?
We can talk music.
Or Ramblin' Rod.
Ooh.
We talked Ramblin' Rod on Monday.
So let's go music.
Music. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to talk ticket stubs or you want to talk Satyricon?
Oh, I'm talking Satyricon.
Are you ready for that?
It's a Wednesday and we're going for the throat. This is going to be great. Yeah. I love this. I love this.
I told you about this one already.
Right, because to me, these posters are like a Vietnam flashback.
It is. It's
because if you were ever
Jason.
Yeah,
it was my personal Vietnam.
Right. That's right.
Why do you even say that?
That makes
president.
That makes sense because it says Ted Offensive presents.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I got deferments, but dating women in the 80s was my personal Vietnam.
And like
your president
here,
said that.
Like down here's my first band called Da Nang.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
So there it is.
Yes.
There's we talked about playing at Satyricon, right?
Yes.
The world, it was, and I said it was Portland's CBGB's.
Yes, it was. It was a crusty, dirty, crusty.
It was Portland's CBGB's, and it was where famously like Nirvana and all those folks played. But that I found the playbill.
Yeah.
It says Dern House present. I love that. Dern House presents medal at Satyricon.
Who's the top band? What is that?
Well, Manchild. I know. I forgot. I totally forgot the names of the band. They were friends of ours too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I guess how we got the gig. It was Manchild, Tokyo, and Clouds with a Z.
Oh,
they were a hippie psychedelic band.
I'm thinking like Bread, the band Bread.
Yeah.
Clouds.
No, they weren't so metal. They weren't. I mean, Manchild.
How did they end up? Well, Manchild, yeah.
Metal.
They got the gothic, print.
Yeah,
Tokyo.
Of course,
yeah, oh, well, come
little
on.
Van Halen kind of, the spandex. Wow!
Right.
And then Clouds, which was like kind of, as you could imagine, a bunch of guys with long
Trippy,
hair, kind of hippie, dirty hippie kind of things. Like, Sunday, December 30th, 18 and over.
Nice. Sunday.
125th Northwest 6th. That's where Satyricon was.
This
was before Kurt and Courtney. And Courtney and Kurt, those people.
Right.
Anyway, that was a gig. We played, I think, a few gigs, but this was the play. I don't know what they called this, right? This was before Facebook. You used to actually make these up and put them on telephone poles. They still do that sort of kind of retro, but what's the point? It's got to be Facebook.
I think all we called them was gig flyers.
Gig flyers?
You need to go put up some gig flyers, man, to get down to the corner or whatever and start stapling it.
I don't know what they were called.
I don't know either.
But
you remember back in the day,
good.
right? You'd go down through Portland and you'd stop at a stoplight and you'd look to the right and there's a telephone pole. I mean, there's layers upon layers of old gig posters all up in the, and
excuse me while I get a drink of water. I am parched.
Sounds like Jimmy. Excuse me while I get a drink of water.
I was actually, I actually was watching a Jimi Hendrix documentary last night. I'm like, late dinner, getting stuff ready together, and then I got to watch something. It's like, this is a typical Wednesday.
Yeah.
Took care of some business.
Sure.
Had to drive out to Northeast Portland.
Gotcha.
Drove past the place. I always do this. Drove past the place. I'm past Alberta. I'm on Prescott. I'm like heading out to the airport. I'm like, I think I passed the place. How did I do this, right? And so I get there, take care of that, come back, late night, finally get your dinner plans together. Dinner plans, microwave. And I'm like, I like to just watch something during dinner. Mm-hmm. And I finally watched this Jimi Hendrix, which was really good, on Netflix.
Yeah.
I just saw all his memoirs and letters. It was very Ken Burns.
I've seen it.
Right. I hadn't seen it. And they got like an actor, of course, reading Jimi Hendrix, and then lots of footage and film, and it's always like I've watched tons of Jimi Hendrix.
Dear Dad, the army really sucks, but I'm in the paratroopers, so it's all cool.
It's all the Civil War, right?
Right.
Oddly enough, I'm fighting in the Civil War, Dad.
How did that happen?
But my first song is called "Goobers and Guitars."
Here's the first
That's
lick.
a really esoteric. But anyway, it was interesting. And it even it covered his, I liked that it covered his early life and the people he played with. He played with Little Richard. He played with a lot of bands. There was one little clip of some footage where I think it was Sam and Dave.
Yes, it was Sam and Dave.
I think. And it was like some television footage, and there's Jimmy in the back playing the guitar. And it
of course, they have the suits on,
Yeah, well, and he didn't like that.
No.
But oh man, It just reinforced with me how great Jimi Hendrix was, like groundbreaking. And I was thinking about it. If you think of all the groundbreaking musicians, like of all time in your life, it's hard for me to say Jimmy's not the one. Like listening, like really go listen to his music, especially when he goes and picks up the guitar, 12-string acoustic, or his electric Stratocaster, left-handed, and plays the blues. Because he was a master bluesman.
Yep.
I mean, master. And he talks about in this documentary, he's like, when he was a kid and got his guitar, first thing he was like, Muddy Waters. It was like, exactly. Because you have all of that. I mean, forget about the rock and roll and the psychedelic. If he was just a bluesman, he would have been a master. I mean, he was a master.
Yeah.
Like every time, and there was some clips of him just live, playing to the kids and say, "Hey, you're gonna play this," and you're like, man. I mean, this guy plays the blues just like, that's it, hands down. And then he's talking about like when he finally goes to New York, who's he hanging out with? Bob Dylan.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, Bob Dylan. It's kind of weird. I mean, I always thought it was kind of crazy. This guy stands up and sings out of tune,
Yeah.
And then he goes, then I read his lyrics.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, wow.
Now I get it.
Yeah, and then he's doing All Along the Watchtower, his version. There was something else he was playing a Bob Dylan. Oh, Like a Rolling Stone. They've got a clip of
like
him.
A Rolling
yeah, they've got a
Stone.
clip of him doing Like a Rolling Stone. And it's like, oh, Jimmy, man.
How does it feel?
But it's like, I'm thinking about Charlie Parker. I think about Miles Davis. I think about Beethoven, Stravinsky. But this guy, he was just completely innovator. Like now you listen to him, you don't understand. There was no one doing that at the time. No one. So now you listen to him and you go, oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I hear that. It's like, yeah, he's the one. He's the guy. Charlie Parker was the guy that basically said, we're going to do this with the jazz.
Yep.
And people were like, what? And, but Hendrix was the guy. And so that's what people don't, it's hard to understand. You got to put yourself in the context.
Yeah, if you want if you want the template of rock and roll guitar playing, and I mean solo, power chords, all that fun stuff, it's Jimi Hendrix. I mean, literally, yes, I know you Kinks guys out there, you're gonna say, well, they were the first distortion type thing when they're messing with it.
Yeah, but it was the sounds.
But Hendrix,
all the crazy sounds.
But Hendrix took all of that and just, launched.
Yeah, he really, reinvented that rock and roll sound, that distorted sound. Yeah. I mean, you had Keith Richards taking a razor blade to his amp, to the speakers in his amp.
Yeah.
Jumping Jack Flash just to get that sound. But Hendrix was like, he had the Octavia, the white noise generator and all that. And it's, you're like, that's the sound of rock and roll, modern rock and roll. And it's like, that's not what rock and roll sounded like. I mean, and this was a time of innovation. Oh, he's playing like Sgt. Pepper's. Yeah. There's a clip of him playing, and he dug music. That's the other thing. He said he just liked obviously his early influence was the blues. Yeah. He's over there in London. He dug all the London bands and the Beatles and all that. Right. Bob Dylan. He was just like perfect. That's a perfect example of a great musician and innovator.
Yeah.
Is what you do is you have this unique thing going on, but you take in everything that's happening around you.
The perfect musician is an onion, right? Because you got all these layers. You first, when you're growing up, you listen to the blues, you get that early sort of timing and riff down, and then you get influenced by even some jazz, right? Because you have the runs and everything. That's pure jazz, okay? And then what you do is when you get to the rock and roll, you take that blues and you take that jazz, you throw on some feedback and distortion, and there you go. The guy was a genius.
And he was he was pegged really as that innovator of psychedelic music, which was so that was him. He's the psychedelic. I mean, he's really, and I don't know. They start dressing him instead of wearing the suits and the things. He's wearing a feather boa and all the psychedelic stuff, and you're like, wow, it's your roots are really being a master bluesman, and now you're playing, Purple Haze, and you're wearing all this stuff, and you're playing with Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding. And
I mean, Clapton ain't Clapton without the blues.
Yeah, I mean,
there is no Eddie Van Halen eruption without Jimi Hendrix. Just there isn't.
Right, but interestingly enough, Van Halen really was a Clapton student, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I thought about. You just have to watch the documentary. I'm not going to get into it, but he ends up in England. We know that. And that's where he makes his success before starting to make his success in America. But what's happening? England is the rock and roll at that moment. And, you've got the bands. You've got the Stones, the Beatles before them. They're all listening to American music. They're all listening to Little Richard and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Who Hendrix played with. He was a sideman for Little Richard. But then you have, Clapton coming. They're all coming out of the Yardbirds. Jeff Beck and Jimmy, Jim Page.
Oh, Jimmy Page.
Yeah, and so you have all that going on, but Hendrix is just over here like doing all this crazy stuff, and really, those are all great guys, but Hendrix is just like the Mozart, the whatever you want to call him, the prodigy. I don't know what you call him. It's just he's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and he's the one musician. Yeah, you could say Charlie Parker too, but he's really the one musician that has always made me sad that he died so early, because he would have been making just mind blowing music. I always think, I've said this, that as he would get older, that he would have probably ended up in the blues and just playing some of the master blues stuff.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
But. One guy that I wish would have lived, and I would have had the opportunity to see him play.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say enough about Jimi Hendrix. I really can't.
Can you imagine, right? You're sitting at home, and you're in California, you're hanging out, and someone comes up and says, "Hey, Doc, dude, what are you doing today?" "Oh, nothing. I'm just kind of hanging out." "Hey, let's go. They got this Monterey festival," and then you watch, Hendrix make his pretty much American debut
at Monterey. That was it. Yep.
Blew everybody away. That was a game changer. For me though, you always say, "Man, I wish this guy would have lived longer." For me, it's Sam Cooke.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Sam Cooke, way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And you always like, man, if that guy would have continued to live, because I would have seen him bringing a lot of bluesy gospel.
Yeah,
that was his foundation and stuff. And Sam Cooke, for me was.
But that's the thing that blows me away every time I approach Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
is he comes from that place. Yeah, he comes from the blues. He comes from the R&B.
Yep.
Right?
Well, the old Chitlin circuit.
He's playing that.
Yeah.
He's a sideman, and he's dissatisfied. He wants to get out there and innovate on the guitar.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about in his writings or whatever. But he comes. He's molded in that. He played with the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
And so he is that.
Did he play with Ike? Ike and Tina?
I don't think so. I'm not sure, but he was playing with everybody at that point. I mean, he was just looking for a gig. He's running around, "Hey, I'm Jimi Hendrix," and but then it's like you get the Purple Haze and all this other things that are happening. And he goes to England, and there's all the white rock and roll, what they're doing, and readjusting the music. And what does he do? He takes it all in.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix it and puts it back out. This is the definition of great innovation in art and music. That's exactly how people become great artists in music. Yeah. They don't live in a bubble. No. They do in their own bubble, but they don't they're aware of the world around them.
And he takes other people's music, and it's his interpretation of it, and it's so singular in nature, because when you hear that Wild Thing. Along the Watchtower, right? Yeah. Holy cow.
And those are all covers.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, his covers sometimes there's like, oh, I like Jimi Hendrix's cover of Wild Thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's, but.
That was the Trogs, right?
Yeah, well, it was the Trogs.
Wild Thing.
He's so innovative that one of my other, top, like, oh boy, he's like one of the great, and what I did. Yeah. You will see, I actually did see him once live. Miles Davis.
There you go. Oh, wow.
And Miles was so influenced by Jimi Hendrix. Like, he was like, who's this guy? What's he doing with the rock and roll and stuff, that Miles is playing the jazz in the 60s. And he like, okay, we got to stop all this. Mm-hmm. I got to deal with it, Miles. All of a sudden it's like In a Silent Way, Bitches Brew,
Oh.
And Miles...
Birth of the Cool.
Well, this was way after this. This is the late 60s when Miles starts going, we gotta hit the psychedelic, we gotta hit the rock and roll, we gotta invent the jazz rock fusion music. That's Miles. Yeah. But that was all influenced. I read his autobiography. It's like it's all influenced by Jimi Hendrix. He's like, I'm looking at this guy going, what's he doing? Look at this guy. we gotta change everything. We gotta be done with the quartet, the quintet, whatever. We're done. We're done here. We gotta get some electric piano in here and some electric guitar. And I remember...
It's like when Muddy goes electric, right? Electric Mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading Miles Davis' biography, which is a great read, actually. And he talks about meeting Jimi Hendrix. And I want to meet him and check him out. Jimi Hendrix was never formally trained in music, period. Nothing. Yeah. Everything he did was all him, all, as we would say, by ear or whatever. Right. He was not a formally trained musician. He just learned. He never had lessons or anything. His dad gave him a Dan Electro guitar, and he started listening to stuff and playing, which totally valid how you learn your art, Mm-hmm. If you're Jimi Hendrix, you don't need to learn a lick of music. It helps. It helps to learn music.
Especially if you're going to write.
Yeah, but, it's not a requirement to be great. Hence Jimi Hendrix and others. And Miles was just like, wow, it's so weird to talk to this guy who doesn't... And Miles was jazz, lessons, he wrote, arranged. I mean, Miles knew what he was doing, It's tough to play jazz and not know music theory and all of that.
Right.
And so he was just like blown away by that. But he also recognized that this guy is like innovative. He's the thing, Yeah. So much so that I need to get out and create like the Bitches Brew Band and all of that, right?
Right.
Go play at the Fillmore.
Yeah.
Go play this crazy rock psychedelic inspired improvisational jazz, and then Miles like kicks off. Yeah, all his sidemen end up in Chick Corea, Joe Zawinul, what's his name? I can't remember right now. Jack DeJohnette and John McLaughlin. All these great like guys who go off and form these heavy metal jazz bands or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I'm just. Every time. And this documentary, because usually, I've seen a lot of Jimi Hendrix documentaries, and it's like, okay, I know this and this. Okay, I'll watch it, But then I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. This is a great documentary. It's giving me new stuff in his own words, talking about his origins, what he's listening to. It's all like letters to his father. Mm-hmm. Dad, I'm in Nashville right now and trying to make a living, and,
It's crazy.
So, yeah, I liked it. So, just, don't get me started on it. I'll tell you what. If you want an experience.
Right. Are you experienced?
No. Late at night. Oh, my gosh. I'm just having a hard time here. Late at night. Get a turntable. It's all the rage. You can buy them now. The kids like turntables, the vinyl. Sure. Get the vinyl copy of Electric Ladyland. 2 records. Get the turntable. Midnight or past midnight.
Yeah, 12:01.
In fact, I did this a year or two ago, and I'm like, I'm ready to do this again. Turn off all the lights. Put it in your listening room with your speakers. put the Electric Ladyland on, turn out all the lights, light some candles. You can, if you're so inclined, you can bring whatever beverage or smoking thing you want, or not. I don't,
This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, or not, or just drink some water.
Yeah.
No lights, candles.
Yes.
Put on the Electric Ladyland and listen to each side.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get to Voodoo Child, oh man,
your mind is blown.
It just doesn't get any better than that.
That's right.
It's just a beautiful experience.
It is.
Are you experienced? But I'm telling you, I did this a couple of years ago with a friend, and we were just like, and she had never listened to the album. Like, I'm sure tracks, but it was like, no, I was like, are you kidding? You're a music, and you've never actually just sat down and listened to all of Electric Ladyland, both sides, both albums. It's like, well, we should turn the lights up. Oh, we should light some candles. It's just like, sit back and listen. His voice, too. And he didn't even consider himself really a singer or whatever, but...
Yeah, he was very shy about his voice. He was. He never liked it.
He was.
Yeah.
But, when he gets down there, and especially when he gets into the heavy, heavy blues...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like on his voice alone. You can go with it. I'm just going on and on and on about Jimi Hendrix, but I'm telling you, just go get the music, go check it out.
Right.
I mean, some of it, it's like live or whatever, and the recording might not be... the recording up until Electric Ladyland, recording technology had not caught up to what Jimi Hendrix was doing.
No, not at all. But you see, that's half the charm of it, right?
Yeah,
is that early kind of raw feel to his music, and to me that's one of the greatest charms. And plus, when you play the albums, and I'm a sucker for vinyl, right? But you get that, you put it on, you get the crackle and scratch of it, the scratchy crackle and hiss, and it's just, it's an experience.
I'm telling you, Jason, you gotta put that Electric Ladyland on the vinyl and just in the dark, in the candlelight, it's crazy. But like the live performances, even Woodstock and all that, you listen to them and you're like, yeah, he's got his Marshall stack. Like, no one had a Marshall stack, and he's got a Marshall stack. See, people look at that now and they go, oh, yeah, and it's like, no, you understand, this guy's, he's brand new. He's the guy who's doing this. He's inventing it as he's going along.
Right.
Guitar players, electronics guys are running around following Jimi Hendrix in London going, okay, what can we do? Oh, you need a circuit for a fuzz box. Okay, well, let's do that for you,
Right.
They're trying to, I need something louder. Oh, okay.
And he messes with the feedback, too. I mean, he just utilizes it all, man.
Yeah.
And, I mean, today we take it for granted. Oh, everyone does that. But, I mean, nobody was doing it back then.
That's right. It's just, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I can talk... I could easily talk for 2 hours about Jimi Hendrix. Just everything about him. Just like, I mean, just as a rock star, just as someone who wooed women as a rock star. It's just like, yeah, I can see
Jimmy.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. But, yeah, that's Jimi Hendrix.
That's Jimmy.
I didn't mean to go on that long.
Axis as bold as love.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that on the 50th, because it was the 50th anniversary of Are You Experienced, that album. We talked about all the details about that. And, but, just before his time.
Right.
But then we had Michael McDonald.
Right. Well, he was... He's, I kind of think in a lot of ways he was the savior of rock and roll, right? I mean, rock and roll at that time.
Michael McDonald?
Yeah, because, at that time there was, the Carpenters and John Denver, and, rock and roll was just kind of, it's starting to slide. Here comes Michael McDonald, minute by minute, he had it, right? He is, he's one of the saviors of rock and roll. Him and Pat Boone.
Oh, God. What are you going with this, man?
It's a Wednesday.
I know. It's Show and Tell Wednesday.
Yeah, it is a Show and Tell Wednesday.
Well, see, I
Okay.
Like dates you may have been on in your life, concerts I may have gone to,
Sure.
bands I have seen.
Sure.
Without some sort of physical evidence, I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. The late 80s,
I'm like, forget the
yeah.
Alzheimer's and senility.
Yes.
I mean, my whole life is senility. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah. It's like, have you ever like met up with someone in a bar and you're talking to them and maybe you're with friends, girlfriend or whatever, and they leave. It's like, oh yeah, nice to see you again. Nice to see you. And you go home and like about 48 hours later, you realize that you had a torrid affair with that person. That's me. It's like, and then you're like uncomfortably, like the girlfriend's there, and it pops in your head, and you're like, pass the salt.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, oops.
So how are you doing?
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
This is, oh my gosh, torrid affair.
Yeah. Torrid.
Yeah. No.
Steamy and torrid.
I'd be like, that nice person that I met and said hi to, we were naked together once.
Right. Jackie's party, right? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I banged you on the pool table.
Oh, God, I didn't want to go there.
Sorry.
I'm trying to make it, and it's hard to, this is like Fernando territory. This is like the most interesting.
She was marvelous.
But it's just like bands, because I don't remember what bands, like for example, Michael McDonald.
Yes?
You wouldn't tell me just off the top of my head that I've seen Michael McDonald live. But in fact...
You have.
In Friday, 8 p.m. at... Well, we don't know. It must have been around the 1980s because it was ripped off. The Doobie Brothers.
There
in
you
the
go.
Memorial Coliseum.
The Doobie Brothers, man.
That was with Michael McDonald.
Right.
That was taken to the streets. So I found all of these... I don't have all of them, but I found... I found ticket stubs. And I had playbills too, the ones that I actually have the little they used to have the souvenir, what is that thing? Booklet. I liked those. I would get a t-shirt and the booklet.
Yeah, the tour book. Yeah. I have a few of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some too. But these are just the ticket stubs where there was no booklet.
Yes.
I may have t-shirts or not.
Excellent.
So this is my show and tell. This is
awesome. I gotta look. These over.
We'll let Jason look this over. So the first one at top, you would expect
Frank Zappa.
Now the interesting thing about that is
Paramount.
there are two at the Paramount.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as, that was what, 1980?
This was Frank Zappa, Saturday,
1980.
It doesn't say.
Sold out show. It was like
Q100 welcomes.
Q100? Who the hell was Q100?
Don't know. Just.
I mean, he had like a hit like
Theater?
Disco Dancing Fool or whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow.
But anyway, interestingly, I've got a couple Frank Zappa tickets in there. One is pristine because that's the one I left at home when we went to the show. Yeah. And it's like, everybody got your tickets? It's like, my ticket's back on the desk at home. Yeah. Isn't that where my ticket should be? It's like, actually not. You actually have to bring it to get in. Yeah. And so, luckily... Unlucky for me, but luckily, or lucky for me, one of our party did not show up to the show. They couldn't make it, so we had a ticket to sell.
Yes.
And we were going to sell this ticket. Well, guess who bought that ticket? Me. So I bought two. I had 2 seats to the Frank Zappa show. Interesting. I keep saying that. The show ended. Frank would come out and do a 15-minute. I mean, this was the hardest working band.
Oh yeah.
Like. We're talking James Brown. Like Zappa would come out and play. There was no breaks and let's talk it out or whatever. Back then, by then, it was a solid 2 hours of playing. Like they went from one song to the next song. Nobody took a break. I mean, Zappa's music is hard to play. Yeah. The band was awesome. They came out and played, and then they went off. And they get a standing ovation. The encore comes out. They play another 15 minutes. Finally, they ended playing because some dude, and we don't ever really know what happened. Takes a dive off the balcony at the Paramount Schnitzer.
Yeah.
Like, we're back under the balcony. We're kind of in the back, but we could see pretty well, and the sound was excellent. And all of a sudden, we see this shadow of a body go, and a thud. And everyone's like, wow. You know, the typical, I got high at the Frank Zappa concert. So
I can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the band was like, huh? Weirdo? But they had a contest. The radio station had a contest. It was at Joe's Garage, whatever, that time. And so a band wins the contest, and Frank went to their garage and jammed with them. So I've got little, like, clippings. And
nice.
Back when you'd actually have write-ups in the newspaper.
Exactly. Yeah, March 29th, 1980.
Yeah, you'd have clippings. So Frank was a great thing. There's Al Di Meola there in his heyday, who's playing in September at Rev Hall. I might go to that.
Nice.
He's celebrating his Elegant Gypsy, like 50 year or 40 years of Elegant Gypsy.
Yeah.
That's what Al Di Meola is celebrating. Big fusion guitar player.
Right.
Second generation. That was a great show.
Oh, how about this? Double T.
Yes.
Welcomes.
Double T presents.
That's right. Night Ranger.
December
13th, 1985.
Okay, let me tell you about that concert.
Yes.
Let me tell you about Night Ranger. That was at the Keller, what they call the Keller now.
Yeah.
Went to Night Ranger. It's like Night Ranger, right? Sister Christian. Da, na, 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 na.
85. I was trying to think, is this
Don't tell me, love man.
Midnight Madness or Seven Wishes? I can't remember.
I think they were on, what was their second album with hits?
Oh, remember the first one was Dawn Patrol. Second album was Midnight Madness. Third album was Seven Wishes.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe somewhere in between, maybe that Seven Wishes. My friend would, like, oh, Night Ranger, a lot, it's always like, hey, so-and-so's coming into town. This is not initiated by me.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I'm locked away. This is people going, hey, so-and-so's playing. You want to go? Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And so, Night Ranger. Yeah.
Night Ranger.
They're good.
San Francisco Bay Area?
Yeah, they're good. So, sure.
Says the Christian all the time is cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we go to the Keller. Night Ranger. It's like, how bad can it be?
No.
Loudest freaking concert I'd ever been to. And it's at the Keller, which is a smaller venue.
Yeah.
I was temporarily deaf. We didn't bring ear protection.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I'd walk out of a concert and just the ears are ringing. You can barely hear something.
That was it. I mean, I will show you. I've seen The Who. And The Who was loud. We brought air. It was like, bring air protection. It's The Who. Mm-hmm. But it was at the Coliseum. But Night Ranger at the Keller?
Oh.
I couldn't hear for like 6 hours. It was really freaky and not fun.
Right.
I mean, at the end, we get out and I'm yelling at my buddy, that was really good! I can't hear you! I mean, it was just really...
Right.
This cannot be good for you.
Yeah.
And, I'm a concert-going young person. I'm a drummer. I play in a rock band. So it's like I could be used to this. There is kind of a thing where you can, and this is not recommended, but some people who are around loud noises can somehow tune it out. I don't know if there's science behind that or whatever.
I don't know.
I know, but this was like the loudest thing in the world.
Yeah.
The loudest thing in the world. My ears hurt. Night Ranger at the Keller.
Night Ranger.
I mean, it's Sister Christian. You're like, Sister Christian was just like...
You can still rock in America.
Yeah. I mean, and anyway.
Yeah.
So that was Night Ranger.
There you go.
So I was looking through this.
I like
new shoes.
New shoes.
I don't remember seeing new shoes. I like new shoes.
Yeah.
But we saw new shoes.
Yeah.
Starry Night at the Starry Night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
John and,
you would know it today as
Valerie?
the Roseland, but back then it was Starry Night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So new shoes.
New shoes. I can't wait.
Alan Holdsworth died recently. The English kind of fusion jazz dude. And I was like, I think I saw Alan Holdsworth, yeah. Key Largo. Remember when Key Largo had Key Largo
Second or Third Avenue?
Oh no, it's not even there anymore, right?
No, I think it's some restaurant.
That's when your buddy Dan Reed bought it and renamed it
Turned
Ohm.
Yeah.
But it was called Key Largo.
Yeah.
Interesting place in Portland history. That's the Phil Stanford we should talk to about Key Largo.
Key Largo.
Oh yeah, music venue, bar,
I've been to
and
Key
other
Largo.
interesting things going on there.
I don't remember much of Key Largo. I remember fake. There was one fake potted plant. It was like a fake.
Do you mean like the one next to you?
Oh, no! This was a palm. I think it was like a fake palm tree. I remember that. Yeah, that's about all I remember. Key Largo.
I briefly befriended a bartender, waitress, gal at Key Largo.
Gotcha.
I mean, I try to put this in nice family terms.
If I was your older Yiddish uncle, did you stupid?
Yeah, come on.
You know, that's what they always ask them.
It made finals week in college go a lot better. Let me put it this way.
That's right.
Not that I did better in my grades, but at least
Cram session took on a whole new meaning. Oh, I can't believe I just made that.
God, dude. Did I try to keep this nice? I tried to keep this nice. She was nice. She was actually really nice.
She was a nice gal.
Yeah, it's like one of those where it's like, you're like, what happened there? You know what I mean? Like, what happened there?
2 ships in the night.
Oh, I remember she had a boyfriend.
Oh.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh.
That's what happened there.
How do you know her boyfriend's not watching this right now? It's like, she did what?
Right.
No.
Yeah, it was like, it was like one of those young person's things where
it happens.
Someone has a boyfriend, they're kind of fighting or whatnot, and there's this sort of former
80s,
rock and roll guy hanging out, and he likes me.
It's the 80s.
I did like her.
It's the
She's
80s.
sweet. She was really sweet.
She's a sweet gal. Long, deep conversations into the night.
And years later, she's working with a friend of my girlfriend.
Wow.
It's like, oh, yeah.
It's a small world.
I think it was pretty honest.
Yeah.
I think it was fairly... yeah.
It's the 80s.
At the time, I was pretty much like, well, hun, she and I went out. Just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
Just put it on the up and up.
Yeah, I may have known her once upon a time.
Oh boy, oh boy. But she told me stories. She actually did not work at Key Largo much longer after that. I thought it was cool because it was like, I was all about, all I need.
Yeah.
I was a young person that's like, all I need, girlfriend, work in the bar at a place like Key Largo.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, she's cute. We're having fun together. All those things. And what is Dr. Normal? Hey, what's that show playing? Oh, I'll just come into the door as your friend. Oh, I'll just take that free drink there or whatever. I wanted to be the barfly boyfriend of a gal who worked at a major, and Key Largo was a major club.
It was
Portland.
back then, yeah. Back then it was like the A run.
So, I mean, there were other benefits. I mean, they were like, oh, this could work out well for me.
Yeah.
But then she quit pretty quickly, abruptly after that. And for reasons, good reasons. Because I think it's fair to say there were shady things going on at Key Largo back then in the 80s.
What Portland nightclub didn't have shady
This
things
was
going
Phil
on?
Stanford territory.
Yeah.
Which we're actually talking about if we can get him. We want to get Phil Stanford, old journalist, and writes these expose books about the Portland that you didn't know about. And this was part of the Portland you didn't know about.
Right.
Like Cops on the Take.
Oh, you know who
all
else?
That sort of stuff. Vice Cops on the Take. I mean,
right.
The Portland's version of organized crime. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And people knew. I mean, if you were in a band, it was like the night before I watched Jimi Hendrix, I watched a thing about Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
I watched this documentary about it, and it wasn't...
Netflix, I've seen it too.
It wasn't so good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best documentary, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
And they stepped through it, and they start talking about Frank and his friends and who he knew, and one of the guys goes, "Look, Frank always said, if you play in nightclubs in Las Vegas,
You're gonna run into them.
you're gonna run into some wise guys."
Well, even
And wise guys come in and go, "Hey, Frank, I want to have a picture with you. Are you going to say no?
Right.
Are you going to say no? No, you're going to say, why, sure."
Yeah, I mean, because think about it.
I think it kind of whitewashed the whole Frank thing, but a little bit, but still, at the same time, he's right. If you're an entertainer in that Vegas world, and if you play or you're around
if you're in the 30s,
clubs, even in Portland, Oregon, you may know some...
Yeah, 30s and 40s, and you're out of Hoboken, New Jersey, and you're going into the New York nightclub scene, who do you think owns those places?
Your dad was a former prize fighter and a bootlegger.
Right. You may have connections. You never know.
But I don't know if you experienced this, in Portland, as you were playing in a band or whatever.
Okay.
You would... I was always clean. Like, that's, I was just like... No. Truly.
Speak for yourself, man.
No, I was like, look, I'm going to play the music.
Yeah.
We're going to go party, drinking.
Yeah.
And, waitress, bartender at Key Largo.
Yeah.
That's great. And I was always nice people, nice lady. It's like a Willie Nelson song. To all the girls I love. It's like so sad.
That's the name of your next song, Key Largo.
Yeah.
Down at Key Largo.
But
she makes a stiff drink.
After that, after playing the drums, I'm a real kind of 1940s kind of guy. After playing the drums, I didn't even smoke cigarettes. Wow. I tried it, actually. It was horrible. Like, I tried it, like, to be in the, like everyone else. Oh, God, this is disgusting. So I didn't even smoke cigarettes, but it was like a real 1940s. It's like, I'm going to go have a stiff drink and go talk to the lady at the piano,
Sure.
It's Key Largo, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And so then there'd be, like, things you'd hear about shifty things, and you'd be like, ooh. We got a mule coming up from Mexico bringing in the powder. It's like, you're like, whoa. I mean, it wasn't I was not that attached. I was like, oh yeah, gosh, it's getting late.
Yeah.
I need to, we got early rehearsal tomorrow. That's a nice story. See you later.
Yeah, it's a great
Don't
story.
ever come to my gig again. It was like, but that was like the Phil Stanford thing.
Yeah.
And so, there were cops on the take. And it was written about at some point.
Oh, sure.
I mean, Stanford probably wrote about it.
Yeah.
But there was a famous, I want to say it kind of came out in the early mid 80s, where there was an expose about the vice cops and all that, and they were all on the take because, you look the other way when the white powder is running up from Mexico or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh, God. My. But this lady who I really liked.
Yeah.
Who, she decided that she didn't want to work certain places because certain shifty things were happening.
Sure.
It would be like, oh, this mystery package needs to go across town. Right? What's in the package? Don't ask.
Hey, you don't mind if here's a balloon of something.
Oh, man.
It's going to be uncomfortable for a while, you trying to sit down. But
it wasn't like that. Jeez, Jason.
Oh, I don't.
But it would have been a playground for Jeff Sessions, supposedly.
Right. No,
we'll talk about that later.
Great guy, wrote a great book talking about seedy underbelly Portland cops. Don Dupay. His book, The Badge in River City. I got a copy of him. He even signed it for me. Great guy. Had him on the show a few years ago. He was a homicide detective during the Nitty and Gritty in the 70s. That guy is an encyclopedia and such a man. I love that guy.
Well,
we need to get him and Stanford in the same room. That would be awesome.
I mean, these are from the mid '80s.
Yeah.
Like New Shoes at the Starry Night.
I can't wait.
And we played at the Starry Night. There's I didn't pull those
I
playbills.
remember
up.
bagging on them one time because they have an album called Poolside, and I was probably very drunk at the time. Yelling, "Why on earth would anyone sign to a major label and call their beep album beep Poolside?"
I liked it.
Beep. I know.
I like the name of that album actually.
Yeah.
Because it was
I know, but
Poolside. It was the 80s. We're wearing like yellow pants and stuff.
Izods and parachute pants, yeah. No, listen, very talented people. Valerie is...
but I mean, I'm sure Phil could talk about the Starry Night.
Yeah.
We played there. I mean, famously, the owner of the Starry Night was indicted and went to prison for murder.
Yeah. He was a character.
Oh, Larry, his name was. I remember Larry. I mean, you play there, you'd walk in, there's Larry.
Having to deal with Larry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, it wasn't like palling around with Larry. It was just like, where do I put my drums? Oh, over there. Oh, hey, I'm with the band. Okay, great, thanks. Yeah. Luckily, my girlfriend's carrying the
Dude, we haven't got paid yet. You go deal with Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but play there, and then years later, it turns out he's. We're talking real seedy side and murder and all sorts of stuff. Isn't this great, folks?
Hi.
The Portland you don't know about. Okay. It's not Portlandia.
Right.
It's a. I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, but
in
the mid '80s, I was going. Key Largo had a lot of Alan Holdsworth passed away. The fusion.
How about the Emerson, Lake and Powell?
That was at the Keller.
Yeah, not Palmer, but Powell.
It was called the Civic Auditorium.
Yeah,
that was 1986. So they released an album, I want to say.
Yeah, it
was the closest I ever got to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which is why I said I've seen Emerson, Lake and Palmer without Palmer.
With Powell,
it was Cozy Powell.
Yeah,
drummer. I can't remember who he played for before that. The deal was Carl Palmer was in Asia. He was the drummer for Asia, so the Emerson, Lake and Palmer was not a band.
Right. The heat of the moment.
Yeah, and so Keith Emerson and Greg Lake, I guess, decided, hey, we want to do that Emerson, Lake and Palmer thing again. But Palmer's like, hey, blokes, I'm over here in this band Asia. I'm literally in Asia right now. I can't come play with you. Yeah. And they're like, well, that's bollocks. We'll get another P drummer name. It's Cozy Powell.
Right.
And then we'll still be ELP. And so they did that.
If we need to go out on the road, who do we get? Who do we know with the letter B?
So, luckily I saw the late Keith Emerson and soon after the late Greg Lake. These are two musicians who passed away in the 2016 Rapture.
Right.
But not Palmer. No? And I had tickets to see Asia when they came out. We were all excited. Another same thing. Never saw Steve Howe play with Yes. Because both Steve Howe and Carl Palmer played in Asia. Never saw either of them play live, even though I saw Yes and even though I saw Emerson and Lake.
Right.
So had to see them though.
Oh yeah.
So now now they're gone, and you're like, oh. But Key Largo jazz. There's a lot of jazz at Key Largo. Where was the one? Here it is. This is when Ticketmaster. You can tell when Ticketmaster comes out. You get these big blue tickets. Average white band with the Crazy Eights.
Crazy Eights.
At Key Largo.
Mainstay of Portland rock and roll back in the day.
Eugene. They were from Eugene. The Crazy Eights.
Right.
Like they were up there with New Shoes and all that, but they never really kind of.
I just remember them at the Mayor's Ball.
Yeah. Well. What do we got here? 1987, the Mayor's Ball, something that never happens anymore. Portland Music Association presents the Mayor's Ball at the Memorial Coliseum. I can't remember who played there. Wang Chung at the Starry Night.
Yeah.
Wang Chung. I looked at this and I go, oh yeah, I guess I saw Wang Chung once. Everyone.
Wang Chung. Everyone Wang Chung
tonight. Dance Hall Days, love. 1987.
I kind of remember one Mayor's Ball. I was pretty whiffed at it. I remember.
Were you drugged out of your mind, Jason?
I have no idea what I was on that night.
Nice.
I know the old girlfriend at the time. She drugged me to it, and it was.
And then drugged you.
Yeah, the headliner, of course, was Dan Reed. That's when they had their second album, Slam. And
1987. Do you think Dan was headlining around then? Maybe, possibly.
87. It may have been
something. New Shoes. I don't know.
It may have been, but I remember
by then, like Quarter Flash and those guys had gone off, and they were too big for the Mayor's Ball.
Yeah. Quarter Flash, right? But yeah, by the time that was in,
It was a very
national act.
Music today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, to get an audience, it's the same, but, you have the internet, you have Facebook, you have all these things, right? You don't have to put the, little thing on the pole.
The power of social media. Right.
Well, you so you can have a Facebook event.
Flyers.
Or put it up there.
Telephone poles and then putting them underneath the wipers on cars.
You didn't have the internet to tell people about your... Yes. I have some of those from one of our gigs, little tiny... Yep. You'd have to go to the Kinko's or whatever. It's like, okay, I went to the Kinko's, spent $5, mimeographed 100 of these.
Yeah.
And then I hand cut them. So go put these on people's wipers. Yes, that's what people want. They want to come out
and find,
of the Fred Meyer with Tokyo Live Metal Days
with a Z
at the Rock Palace.
Yes.
It's a Satyricon with clouds. I wish I had a video. I wish I had some video of us playing, but I wish I had it because I distinctly. Oh well,
I've seen a few of those videos.
Right. That was in studio thing.
I know.
But actually live.
Yeah.
At the start. I know someone I remember when we played at the Starry Night because it was that, these Sunday night, we got to bring the kids in. What do we do? Metal Sunday, right?
Metal Sunday.
All ages, at the Starry Night. Mm-hmm. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Pack it in, sell some tickets. Mm-hmm. And if you made it underage, was even better. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Starry Night was underage. That might have been an underage show.
Somewhere.
The Satyricon says, oddly enough, 18 and over.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I mean, and now I think
because smoking.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know either. Yeah, so they'd bring them in on a Sunday, and it was all the bands, all the bands in the circuit.
Yeah,
and so you'd have that, and but you didn't have it on social media.
No,
you had to get the word out.
Yep.
And if it was a big all the bands are going to be there, then the word got out.
Yeah,
but if you were just doing a crappy little gig over here, you had to get the things and put it on everyone's car.
Mm-hmm. On telephone poles, try to get someone to hang it up on the side of their
talk
windows.
About spam.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays you have a Facebook event.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. You have the rest of the internet. You have Bandcamp.
Yeah.
You follow your favorite bands. You just follow them. You got Twitter. Yep. Twitter. Come on.
Instagram.
Yeah, you got all of it.
Snapchat.
And people there's all kinds of weird bands that people follow.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be mainstream. Back then it had to be mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I remember this Clouds playing at Satyricon.
Mm-hmm.
And they were psychedelic. Again, you could argue ahead of their time.
Acid rock.
Maybe 15 years ahead of your time.
Yeah.
This is going to be really good in the 90s. Not in 1984, but, give it 10 or more years. This revival hippie thing's going to be really cool. It just isn't right now in 84. It's spandex and makeup.
Right.
An
Aquanet.
Yeah, it was very, very...
Gee, Jason, now I know why you're bald.
Hey.
Yeah.
I went through it. I don't know. Maybe I was using the different Aquanet or something. The relaxed hold.
Yeah, I was going bald at 19 though.
Yeah, that kind of that kind of stuck your career until Midnight Oil called you.
Oh yeah.
Hey Jason, the beds are burning. Yeah, okay. I might sit in. Australian bands don't have hair. It's okay.
They're the hairless in the outback. Yeah,
But you had to be mainstream. You had to do all these things, and now it's very you can do all sorts of weird things and get an audience on the internet and do shows or whatever.
It was also, though, because, I mean, Portland, there wasn't all that many places, so chances are you got billed with someone who may, now today you'd never be billed with them because, like, oh my gosh, you don't put a prog rock group with arena rock. That's just going to...
But that's what
back then they did that.
Yeah.
Because there just wasn't that many places,
well,
and so chances were you were getting grouped.
You remember, it was like every... How could I say this nicely? Yeah. I mean, every band was some other band's, bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh, let's pair these guys with these guys because they won't step over our cred, right?
Right.
So the Battle of the Bands was cool because it was like all kind of bands that were
everyone for themselves, but it was support. If you're
but it was all like metal days. Yeah. So these
metal days.
These Clouds guys.
Yeah.
I don't know where they came from, but they were like psychedelic. Literally, they look like hippies from the '60s.
Right off.
They didn't have the Aquanet in the hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did they have a gal and it was braided and flowers? I mean, it was 10 years later. It was going to go great in the grunge scene, man. Right. It'll be like, oh, this is going to be happening. But it was very, very conservative. It sucked. It sucked. I'm telling you. Today it's better because you're like, I've decided to do this weird music and stuff, and I'm going to do it and put it on the internet and gain an audience. And it's like, go, do, innovate. But back then, you couldn't.
It's all formula.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was that.
So that was
in the '90s.
Yes.
Okay, La Luna. You remember La Luna?
I remember seeing it. La Luna. I saw the Luna Chicks, and they opened for Reverend Horton Heat.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that was fairly recent before it shut down. I would say that sounds like a fairly
La Luna. I think staggered on for about a year after that.
Yeah,
but
Luna
Chicks. If you want to listen to some great LA female rock and roll, their cover version of "More Than a Feeling," just wow, blew me away. The Luna Chicks, but no, Reverend Horton Heat, man.
Well, La Luna. I remember it, and we almost played there, but we ended up not. It was called the Pine Street Theater.
The old
back
Pine
in the
Street Theater,
80s punk.
Yep.
It was kind of a punk, probably more a punk venue like Satyricon, I would say, kind of a new wave-ish punk. I went to shows there, and I saw some of the more like new wave-ish, punkish kind of bands in Portland at the time there, probably college years. And then in the 90s, it really, they were bringing in national acts and doing stuff. So I saw, I always forget,
also
Todd
Clinton Street, right? Was that around then? Because I remember something Clinton.
I don't remember that. Oh, maybe. Well, I played at a club. What is actually Dots now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was a bar, Dots, the bar Dots.
Yeah. Dots Cafe.
That's my buddy. Yeah. He was like almost the house band there. But La Luna, Todd Rundgren.
Yeah,
1993. Wow. Todd Rundgren. Check it out. This was as the web was coming up in 1993.
Yeah.
And people were talking about computers and the internet, the mainstream.
Yeah.
And this was interactivity with Todd Rundgren. CD-ROMs were happening then. So you didn't really have that, and you'd buy a CD-ROM and, what's this Todd Rundgren interactivity?
Ooh.
I had like CD-ROM magazines. Like, so every month they'd send you a CD-ROM to put in your computer to come up, and then it was a online but not online magazine.
Right.
And you'd watch little videos that were about this big on your computer of Todd Rundgren doing interactivity. But Todd's still going strong.
Hello, it's me.
Yeah, he was interviewed on Fox just recently because Todd's not a Trumper, not a Trump guy.
No.
And says so in his music and his videos. Go Todd.
Right.
He wrote one of my favorite pop songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Rundgren.
Yep.
Why? Can we still be friends, Jason? Dun, 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 and the thing is it's a favorite of mine because Robert Palmer covered it in one of his earlier albums. Just a fantastic version. That's what I always was like. In fact, I had a little band that didn't quite go anywhere, and it's like we're gonna cover this song right here.
Yeah.
Todd Rundgren, and then have you ever seen this Daryl? Is it the Daryl Hall show on the internet?
Yes.
Well, it's on cable. It's on
Daryl's house.
Daryl's house.
Yeah.
Daryl's house.
A little jam with.
Yeah. I think they just come to me and they're like, "Hey, have you ever seen this?" And it's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, no, I've seen this. It's his house up in upstate New York, and he's got a studio."
Yeah.
And people come in, world famous musicians, and what do? They
jam.
They sit around, maybe have a little drink, talk. And then they get on the instrument and they jam, and it's a show. I think it's on cable.
Yeah.
But you can find this on YouTube, on the internet.
Yes.
And the first time I saw it was Todd Rundgren as a guest on Daryl's house. Daryl's house. And they sing "Can We Still Be Friends" together. Todd and it's legit, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is a good show, actually. It's kind of like an Austin City Limits, but in some guy's basement,
right?
Who happens to be Daryl Hall.
Daryl Hall.
I always like, is it Daryl Hall or Oates? I always, I know I shouldn't, but because I grew up with Hall and Oates. It was
Daryl
always
Hall
like, can I have breakfast?
John
I'll
Oates.
have some Hall and Oates.
Yeah, Daryl Hall.
Yeah, it's Daryl Hall. It's not the Oates. I don't know what the Oates is.
Oates is black curly hair with mustache.
Yeah, it's Daryl Hall. I never knew what Oates did.
He played guitar.
Yeah, but did he bring breakfast? I mean, what? I don't know. It's a shame to say. I mean, he's probably an investment banker somewhere. A very nice man. I don't know. John
Oates, yeah.
Why aren't they doing anything together? Or are they? Did they have a falling out? Was it a woman?
No, I don't think so. Because I remember when they were in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they seemed pretty, amiable.
Yeah.
So I don't. Think
maybe Daryl just said, "Hey Oates, I'm gonna go in my basement studio and invite really famous musicians over to jam with me and have a cable show.
Right.
Good luck with your life."
Yeah.
Thanks,
John. I know, but I need to explore me. I need to explore me, John. And John's like, all right, I'm gonna go home and trim my mustache.
Some really, I haven't watched it in a while. I was watching it last summer. I'm gonna go back to YouTube and start watching some of those episodes. There's really good guys. I mean, diverse mix. Yeah, like country guys, R&B guys, rock guys, like Rundgren. Yeah, that was several years ago. It's a really good show.
Right. Yeah,
I like that. I like. Hey, let's come sit in. Yeah. We'll talk, and they talk a little bit.
And the stories are just awesome.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That's a good show.
Yeah.
I highly recommend. Go seek that out. That Daryl Hall. Daryl's house.
Daryl's house.
I think. Yeah. It's like someplace upstate New York.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, Bjork, 1995 at La Luna.
Bjork. Holy cow.
Don't even. I got to tell you, that's Bjork.
Yeah.
I think that was the only time I've seen her live. And that was 95, so that was like right as she's just like, Army of Me and all that. And I know some, she's polarizing. Some people don't like Bjork. I think she's amazing. So
me too.
I went to Denmark on business.
No, is she Denmark or is she Iceland?
She's from Iceland. But Denmark and Iceland, they had that thing.
The whole Scandinavian thing.
No, they had that thing.
Yeah.
That Viking thing.
Yeah. The Viking thing.
Yeah. No, the Denmark, they went over to Iceland. They said, this is a nice island. The Icelands went, really? And it's like, yeah, let's Viking this. And they said, maybe.
And they crank up, the immigrant song on the radio.
Yeah.
Then the Icelands know the hot
so Denmark, Iceland, very much Denmark and Greenland. Because that was all so just big, tight kind of thing going on there.
Yeah.
But, so I saw her at La Luna, but then went to Denmark. Mm-hmm. And she comes to Denmark. She comes to Copenhagen on our tour. Mm-hmm. And the guys I'm working with, it's like, oh, we like Björk, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, we like Björk. Well, let's see her in Copenhagen. That'd be awesome. She's playing at the biggest venue in Copenhagen And we're like, hey, we're going to get tickets to that Bjork. And the Danish guys are like, whoa,
Yeah.
That's what the Danish do, by the way. If
Yeah.
anyone knows it. Anyway, and so we're like, okay. And then on the radio, they're like, oh, sold out show. We got another show. Hey, we want to get tickets for that other show.
Yeah.
The guy's like, sold out second show.
Yeah.
Then we hear on the radio there's a third show.
Third show.
I mean, Bjork in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not sell that out, right?
No,
She's selling it out.
Yeah.
And so, guys like, it's like 5 or 7 shows that they keep adding.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how that worked, but it was like, yeah, we're going to put in several shows. Not one of the shows could we get tickets to.
Wow.
They were all sold out.
Wow. Copenhagen loves them some Bjork.
I think the Danish were just like, yeah, you're American. You're last on the list.
Right.
You're the last in line.
Go to the back of the line.
So we could not see, but I got to see her at La Luna in Portland, and that was not a sold out show. The Portlanders were like, yeah, who's this Bjork, crazy Bjork? Was she like, it was like, yeah, but we were like, this is Bjork, man.
Right.
This is going to be big. And so then couldn't see her at Copenhagen, and that would have been a crazy show because the Copenhagen Danishers,
Copenhagen.
they were like, Bjork, this is our Scandinavian music. So then what do we get tickets for?
Yeah.
Hot. #1 on MTV.
Okay.
She's ushering in, she and Joan Osborne and the Lilith Fair kind of thing.
Sarah McLachlan?
No. Jewel.
Jewel.
Remember Jewel?
Pieces of You, yeah.
Jewel.
Yeah.
Jewel plays Copenhagen. No one knows who the hell she is.
Wow.
And my buddy's like, dude, we could get tickets to Jewel. And she's like, no, like literally, you turn on MTV in the States, she's on top. Yeah. She's like Jewel. And then, like I said, then you got like Sarah McLachlan, that whole Lilith, that whole folk.
Lilith Fair, yeah.
The ladies, which I love that stuff. Yeah, no, I dug it. I like, really dig it. I'd rather see it. Well, I'm not going to go to say, well, no, but I'm going to say, I like women as frontmen. There you go, right there. As front people, as singers. I prefer them oftentimes than some smelly old dude.
All right.
I can see that in the mirror every day.
Right.
But anyway, Jewel.
Yeah.
Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the hell she is.
No, but she...
And so we're like, and we're trying to tell people #1 on MTV, like #1 hit in the States, and they're like... that's a Danish thing.
Yeah.
Trust me on this.
It's a Danish thing.
Send your cards and letters to Jason Allen at Turning Left PDX.
Sure.
I do not like what you're saying about Denmark. Yeah. So it was like with Jewel, it's like half full, small venue, like a venue similar to La Luna, maybe smaller.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we walk up to the front of the stage. There's Jewel and a pianist, and they're doing their thing. It's a very nice concert. I mean, I knew the hits. I knew what was going on, but I didn't have all the Jewel stuff. But then I kind of like learned more about her. But it was a cool concert, but totally chill and not packed. Like Europe did not know about that. But in the States, she was selling out.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. That's some stuff.
That's some stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, more.
Excellent.
We got nothing else to do.
Sure.
We can talk about the news, but we don't want to do that. Let's bring the yellow bag.
We'll talk about that Friday.
Some jazz. 75th birthday.
Wow.
He's been celebrating. I wish I were in New York because he's been doing he was celebrating his 75th birthday. Mm-hmm. He was 75. Mm-hmm. Chick Corea. And he was just been weeks and weeks at the Blue Note and bringing all his buddies in. But I saw him with Gary Burton. And people don't know what that is.
Chick Corea.
You know this guy.
Okay.
With he's playing a flugelhorn. Remember him? That's Maynard Ferguson. That old Maynard Ferguson.
Right.
Okay, this one's weird.
Okay.
This is Miles
Artquake.
Davis. This is Miles. Remember? Okay, so there was this thing called Artquake.
Yeah.
Once a year.
Yep.
It was a week. Why don't we have what? Okay,
that.
stop.
Yeah.
Here's
Hammer
the problem
time.
with Portland right now.
Okay.
How come we don't have a Mayor's Ball?
Mm-hmm.
How come we don't have an Artquake anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Those were like, I mean, we have the Rose Festival, but still, it's like those were big celebrations
Yep.
of the arts,
Yeah.
of the music, and we don't have them anymore. Artquake was a big thing because Artquake was like go to museums, go see art, go see concerts.
Yeah.
The concert here, I mean, they'd have classical music. So this is the weirdest gig I've ever been to.
Artquake.
Let me explain this Artquake.
Sunday.
Saturday, September 21st, 1985.
Okay.
So I was in college.
There you go.
Okay, check out the playbill. This was at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall. You're going to love this, dude. Mm-hmm. Everyone's just like, I don't care. Is this too boring?
No.
I mean, we're talking old school Portland.
I love me some Artquake.
The Artquake Festival Orchestra. So this would be the symphony orchestra.
Yeah. Like the house band.
Conductor was a different dude, but James D. Priest, who was the conductor at the time, narrated something. They did Lincoln Portrait. They're going to do Lincoln Portrait with George Takei.
Ooh,
Remember?
Yeah.
It's coming.
Right.
They did Lincoln Portrait. James D. Priest was the narrator of Lincoln Portrait.
There you go.
Aaron Copland's Lincoln Portrait was on the bill.
Aaron Copland, yeah.
The first piece was Overture of the Season, Opus 49. Overture of the Season, Opus 49. By this guy, this composer named Thomas Svoboda.
Yeah.
Why do I mention this? Because he was my professor of music.
There you go.
He was the composer in residence at my school. Mm-hmm. So I knew Tom. I would go in his office. He was a great guy. He was like from the Slovaks. He was all about Bartok. Let me tell you about Bartok. I like Bartok. Then there's a ballet with the Oregon Ballet. So here we have a classical, and we have modern classical and Lincoln Portrait by Copland. Cool. So already a good gig. Then we have some ballet from the ballet. Mm-hmm. Intermission. Part 3, Miles Davis in concert.
There you go. Miles.
This was the only time. This is the last time I think he ever played in Portland, I think. The first time he came to Portland, he had to cancel for health reasons. I had a ticket. I was like, I gotta go. And he canceled. Miles Davis. And this is like, Marcus Miller. I think this was, I want to say this was when he was doing Human Nature and all that. The Tutu album by then. Okay. Yeah. He was like doing Cyndi Lauper covers. But it was Miles Davis.
It's Miles Davis.
I saw Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Once.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Artquake. What a weird gig. And I'm imagining how Miles was kind of like processing.
How did I get roped into this?
Yeah, it's like you got the classical and stuff. I mean, it was classical. Miles was a music guy, so
yeah.
But still, it's like
Artquake.
Yeah, we're all these weird Portland white people. One guy I never think about.
Okay.
The Paul McCartney World Tour.
Oh.
The Paul McCartney World Tour, dude.
There we go.
This was at the Seattle Kingdome.
Nice.
Paul McCartney. When was this? 1990. This was when Linda was still alive. Yeah. And the cool thing about this gig, the real cool thing was Hamish Stewart. See, because I've seen all of Average White Band in some form. I've seen part of Average White Band at Key Largo and the other part of Average White Band playing with Paul McCartney. This is really drilling deep. I don't care.
Right.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. This is show and tell Wednesday.
It's all good.
So what do you think about that? 1990 at the Kingdome.
That's awesome.
The reason I went is because my mom, who didn't like the Beatles at the time, ended up deciding she liked Paul McCartney and the Beatles and fell in love with Paul McCartney. And she's like, I really want to see Paul McCartney. So this is like the Wing. It's basically the Wings kind of band. But
gotcha.
Hamish Stewart, though.
Yeah.
On guitar with the kilt. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah. I was excited about that. I was like, oh, because I'm kind of average white band fan.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Stop me, Jason. If
No. Keep going into the Bag of Magic Tricks.
Neil Peart and the boys from Rush.
Oh, Grace Under Pressure, Rush.
That was a great show. When was this? This was 84. 1984.
Yeah.
With, who would you guess that opened? Not too shabby. Gary Moore.
Really?
Gary Moore was the opening act to Rush.
Wow.
Yeah, Gary Moore. Not too shabby. It was like, and I think, wasn't that when Gary Moore had a hit? Even?
Kind of.
I can't remember the song, but yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
Rush, Grace Under Pressure.
Yes.
There's that. The end of the North American tour in 1984 was at Portland.
Yes.
And here was Yes. And this was the band that didn't have Rick Wakeman.
Okay.
Sorry, did not have the guitar player Steve Howe. This was the 90125, the owner of a Lonely Heart. 84. But I was a Yes fan from way back.
Yeah.
Pre-owner of a Lonely Heart.
Right.
So I've seen John Adams, Chris Squire.
Yeah.
The great Chris Squire, the great late Chris Squire. So MTV and Sparkomatic Car Sound presents Yes.
Sparkomatic.
19, and as I understand it, and I think I have the clippings, this was the end of the tour. Portland was the last stop of the North American tour. Wow. Yeah, because they came out and they all got drunk and the roadies and stuff, because it's the end of the tour. Throw the mixing board out, I mean, it was like, so they got crazy. Cool. So there's that.
Yes.
I'm coming up on the two of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. Oh, wow. The Who.
The Who.
Yeah.
Saw The Who. Of course, this was well after Keith Moon had passed, unfortunately.
Sure.
Knew people in high school who had seen The Who with Keith Moon. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
As a drummer, as someone who is known to drum, Keith was a legend.
Yeah.
He was great. Not Keith Moon, but the rest of the band.
There you go.
Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey.
Yep, John Entwistle.
John Entwistle.
Yeah.
The late John Entwistle. Entwistle died in the last year-ish. Year or 2
years.
Yeah. Thing about John Entwistle, which is very interesting, is John Entwistle, when the Who, they liked coming to Portland because John Entwistle would go hang out at Sun over in Beaverton because John Entwistle was a Sun amplifier guy. So he would actually want to spend about a week in Portland because he'd be wined and dined by the Sun Instrument Company. Yeah. Which was over there in Portland, Oregon. Awesome. People don't know this, but it's true. Like, people would be like, oh, yeah, the Who's in town. Oh, yeah, did you see John Entwistle? Like, in the music business, like, yeah, I was hanging out at a restaurant. John Entwistle was there with a bunch of music dudes, Right, yeah. Hey, also, John Entwistle had one of the best vintage classic guitar collections of any rocker. That's what he spent his money. If you ever watch the movie The Kids Are All Right, they film in his mansion. And and he's like, well, Buddy Holly played this guitar. And it's insane. But it was Who? Loud. That was at the Memorial Coliseum. That was 1982. Wow. That was the God. That album was good. This was their last tour. That was the thing. This was their last tour. The Who's last tour. Very last tour. Yeah. Until they toured again, and again, and again, and again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was always like, guys, I thought that was your last tour.
Yeah, but we know better now. We won't be fooled again.
And then for years, like, up until it was like they're constantly touring. I can't remember the name of that album. I remember Eminence Front.
Eminence Front. So put on.
Yeah. That was a song from that album. Anyway. So you had to go see The Who. Probably the best big arena rock concert. Actually, the best I'd ever seen in my life. Okay. You ready for this? Yes. I'll give this to you because I think you're a fan.
Ghost in the Machine.
That is the best arena concert I ever saw
82.
in my life.
Wow.
There was nothing like it. This day, there was nothing like The Police.
And where else are you going to get things like it's sitting on the side of the pool wearing tennis shorts?
That was their third album, I want to say? Fourth album?
Yes, this was after Zenyatta Mandana, before...
they were at the top of their game. And this was before Synchronicity. Synchronicity was their last album.
Right.
Last official album. And I recently watched a documentary about Andy Summers. And it was very good. But anyway, there is
there's Andy Summers.
The Ghost in the Machine tour, and that was amazing. It was at the Coliseum, but there was nothing. I gotta say, there was nothing like seeing the Police live. I mean, master musicians, 3 dudes, absolute master musicians, and the other thing is they're playing their stuff, and I could not get over how Sting and Andy Summers would just run around the stage playing all their songs and jump up and down and dance around and run around and all that. And you're like, when you think of Sting, you don't think about that. You Sting like up there with a mic, depressed, you know. That's my impression of Sting. But really, this was the Police. This was fun in a bucket.
Right.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yes.
These guys were running around, and
awesome.
So that was the same year as the Who. 82 was a good year. 80 through 82, lots of good bands.
Oh my gosh!
But it was at the Coliseum, and it blew me away.
81, 82 was Journey Escape. Ozzy Blizzard of Oz.
Well, interestingly, that is one of my favorite.
Where's the Diary of Man?
That is one of my favorite Sting. Shame on me. That is one of my favorite Police albums. Is Ghost in the Machine. Every little thing she does.
Every little thing
is
she
magic.
does is magic.
So, but it was huge. It was crazy, and they were just literally they were running around the stage constantly, jumping up and down. You know, and they're just a trio, so you know they had the keyboard in the back because by then that album they had a keyboard thing, and it truly probably the best arena show I'd ever seen. Even the Who, it was like the Police. I'll never forget it. Years later, stuff I don't have here. I saw Sting in concert. Probably maybe the Rose Garden, maybe I don't know, but I went years later. You know, and I was the typical jerk of the group, right?
Okay.
Sting was his second solo album. He's doing his world tour.
Yeah.
I like the first one. The second one was all right, but I like the first one.
Second one, Dream of the Blue Turtles.
Yeah. No, that was the first one.
That was the first one.
I was
Soul Cages.
I was more excited. I can't remember. More excited about the first album because it was all the jazz guys.
Yes.
Now I think Branford Marsalis was playing with them on tour, so I think Branford was playing. But I think so. We see Sting right on a solo tour, and I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm the guy who's like, it's just not as good as the Police. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The Police. You ain't never seen nothing like the Police.
Stuart Copeland, Andy Summers. Yeah.
Well, Andy's, and those guys. I tell you, if you watch this documentary, Andy Summers' own made documentary, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, before he joined the Police, he was literally, you know, kind of hanging out in London doing his thing. Yeah. Ends up getting picked up by the Animals. And then dropped. It was like they do like one thing. He goes on tour, then they do the album, and then Eric Burdon like breaks the Animals up to do a new thing.
Right.
And so you know he's like same thing like Hendrix. He's like Andy Summers is like playing with all these folks, all these you know English the happening scene at the time, and then the Animals, and then he doesn't know what to do, and then he ends up somehow, I can't remember, meeting Stuart Copeland and then Sting and, you know.
Gordon Sumner.
Yeah. But anyway, the Police, that was a hell of a concert, man.
Right.
I'm telling you, that was insane. I feel like I've rat-holed this. I don't know. What are you thinking? I have, didn't I?
I could talk
it's
music
Wednesday.
For years and years.
But what was your favorite, like, arena, like, the big concert? Because the Police was mine.
Right.
Like, out of all those bands that I shared, the Police was like, there's nothing like that show. Oh, interestingly enough, and I remember reading about the Police a few years earlier, like maybe late 70s or whatever. Because I would read. You'd get this thing of the Downtowner.
Yeah.
This is like broad, this.
Yeah.
The independent. Now we just have like Willamette Week and Mercury, but we had more of them. And there would be writers who were good music writers that would have columns, and you read. And I remember reading about the Police coming in on their first tour. The Roxanne. And they were playing like a little club.
You don't have to turn up the red light.
I can't remember what clubs were around back then, but it was one of the like the Orange Peel or something like that.
Say your body in the night.
Exactly.
Roxanne.
And they were just like the guys talking about interviewing Stuart Copeland while he's playing pinball after the show in some Portland club. Next time they come around, it's the Coliseum and Ghost in the Machine.
Right.
And then third time, they never come to Portland.
They're never accessible after that.
Yeah. No synchronicity for you.
Synchronicity.
They might have done Tacoma on that one. But what was the big arena rock show that you... Like the ones that stick in your mind. Like the best one that sticks in your mind. You're going to say Kiss, aren't you?
Well, I'm a huge Kiss guy. And
Christine.
Actually, I remember I went and saw, and it was just kismet, I guess, but Motley Crue and Whitesnake.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that show. Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Around you, don't you? That was a wild show.
I like Whitesnake.
Yeah, Whitesnake. Yeah, me too. Especially everyone's like, their later really big hits. I was into the stuff when they weren't so like Slide It In.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah. To me, that's better than you like this.
What's that guy's name?
Here I go again on the repeat.
David Coverdale.
If you like that, yeah, Coverdale.
Yeah.
If you like that, listen to Slide It In, dude. It blows. Blows that.
That was a great album. Somebody gave me that album.
Slide It In.
In the band, they gave me the cassette, like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, here, happy birthday. I was like, oh, Whitesnake, I like this.
Right.
Slide It In, yeah.
Yep.
That was a good one. It's probably floating around here somewhere.
Most quirky big show I ever saw was Bryan Adams and the Hooters.
Oh,
and we danced on the ship and the romance we were doing.
Yes.
The Hooters.
The Hoot. I
had a little blow thing where you blow a little keyboard on it. You do that.
I saw their. I don't know how it came up. It was like the Hooters, and
Hooters.
Their video was online. It was like, oh, those guys.
Right.
Their video is really weird.
Total MTV Hooters.
Well, they look like they're at the country fair or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. But Bryan Adams.
Yeah, I saw Bryan Adams. I was like, I don't know if I
really
want to see that. So I went, and he was way better than I thought. I was like, wow, this guy's.
I liked his stuff.
Yeah,
I liked his stuff. And then he sang.
Again, I like his early stuff. Everyone's always talking about Heaven and the album Reckless. I like Cuts Like a Knife.
Yeah.
Closer to
the knife.
What's that? Straight from the Heart.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Yeah. Yep. Of course, Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah. The only good thing I can say about that show is they've actually filmed a video in Portland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lay your hands on me.
Oh, they had the...
If you look really hard, you can see Mark in it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's in the video.
He's in the video. He's got his little Cubs hat backward, and he's...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's true.
Great.
True story. The only thing I remember from that show was, I was just tanked. Again, girlfriend takes me to the show because, we got to go see Bon Jovi. All right. And all I remember is just getting really whiffed, and then her car got broken into.
Oh.
And stuff. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And
there's some. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And yelling Lubansky. Jeff Lubansky was there, right? Lubansky!
Come on. There's a name from the past.
Yep.
Jeff Lubansky.
Yeah. The band. I remember watching them back in the day, too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I think I saw him, and I don't know, people. We had like a manager guy or whatever, and he was Lubansky's bassist or something. I don't know. It was just, this is like real deep cut Portland. Like if you say Jeff Lubansky to someone like deep Portland, like who may be curmudgeonly and old, they're like, oh yeah, Jeff Lubansky, yeah. Do you ever know Bucco?
Who?
Bucco.
Yes.
The photographer. Did you ever have him? He's still around. He's still doing.
He's still doing his thing. No, I've always like meaning to, somewhere down the line we got to get him, and it just never transpired.
I think they did. I get word like sometime end of last year that the Two Louis was shutting down. Mm-hmm. Is that? Did I get that right? The Two Louis was the music paper of Portland.
Yeah.
Back when that paper.
Yeah, I seem to remember hearing that too, yeah.
Yeah, and he was still affiliated with the Two Louis. It was like the editor or whatever. He was the photographer back in the day. It was like, wow. Some things never change. Wow.
Yeah. Well, speaking, if we're going down that rabbit hole, last night we're over, the wife and I were over in the Lentz neighborhood. We're cruising through Lentz. And
now where would we call Lentz?
92nd.
And okay,
something like that,
and Powell or something.
Yeah, Copper Penny. That's always to me.
Yes.
They tore that down. I go rolling through there last night, and it's totally razed to the ground.
That is right.
And they're building other stuff.
Copper Penny is now closed.
I have R.I.P. So many memories of Copper Penny.
Yeah, well, me too.
I was like, well, there's another one that's gone.
That's where we would play the after hours metal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Copper Penny got paid. That was always a thing. It's like, oh, actually, we got money. Like, even if it was like, something, or if it was a bar and you'd get a free drink or something, you'd be like, oh, like
you get a ticket.
You'd be like, please,
right.
Please. Music is such a great business. Please.
Right. I remember having to do a rock, paper, scissors, see who's going to, man, we haven't got paid yet. Who's going to do it? Who's going to deal with it? Not me, dude. Dude's a dick. I ain't going to. Oh, fuck that, dude. I'm going to be, sorry. I'm going to be out in the alley. Oops. Sorry. But doing rock, paper, oh, man. I got to go.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry for dropping that bomb.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
We're not FCC.
Right.
Qualified yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was about music, playing music back then.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably the same now, but it was about as lucrative as podcasting, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. The highly rewarding,
Yeah. No, it was you'd just be like, so Copper Penny. It was like, oh, yeah, we get paid. We get paid to play there. And it's the Copper Penny. It's where every drunken young adult
is a meat market.
Is there.
It was a meat market.
Yes, it was. Yes.
But most people...
And I met. I met.
Yes.
When I was there. I would meet at the meat market.
Right. Meat at the meat.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The sausage I met at the meat market. Anyway. I know.
Yeah.
It's a crap joke, but...
Yeah.
But oh, man. I remember one thing, memory I have.
Okay.
Is you had so much Aquanet in your hair.
Yeah.
And this was still back when, they were smoking, like, in the bar. Mm-hmm. Smoke. Everyone's smoking.
Yeah.
I didn't smoke. But it's one of those things where it's, like, highly flammable. Like, you did just expect every night for someone's hair to just go up in flames. But it didn't. I only saw that happen once at a party.
Yeah.
Where someone's hair went up in flames and everyone's like, ah!
Guy's got a zip opens up next thing you know.
Yeah. So that was that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the one show that I missed, I think it's the only show I can think of that I missed that I'm sad about. Like, really, like, I could have gone.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a pissy guy. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not in the mood or something, I'm like...
Jeez, let's see. You host a show called Coffee with Curmudgeons, and no, come on. Pissy, no.
No. I don't know. There was a huge show back in that day.
Yeah.
Heavy metal. Huge show.
It's a one-way ticket to midnight.
Huge.
Call it heavy
I want to
metal.
say... Well, it was Dio.
Oh, Lost in Light.
Right, and I love Dio.
Like a rainbow in the dark. Boom, boom.
But who? I mean, I want to say it was like Def Leppard. I mean, it was like a show in Portland. Do you? It was huge.
Huge.
Like it was back. But Dio and someone else was opening, but it was like,
gosh,
but they were huge too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like there was a big,
like
big
three
show.
bands. There was like Def
It wasn't
Leppard,
Dio, Def
Poison,
Leppard.
and somebody else. It was huge.
I want to say Dio, Def Leppard, and almost the Scorpions, but that doesn't sound right. I don't think that's right. I don't think of the Scorpions.
Well, unless it's Monsters of Rock, they ain't gonna. I mean,
it was
like
huge,
Yeah.
right? And so yeah, maybe it was Def Leppard and Dio. And somebody else. I was like, how it doesn't get any bigger
Ronnie
than that.
James Dio, holy
back
cow!
then.
Yeah,
I didn't go.
didn't do it.
I don't know why.
Didn't do it.
I don't know why.
Huh?
And for weeks later, everyone's like, "Oh, it's the best show ever in life."
You missed it, man.
I think maybe I was just listening to Miles Davis or something. I was just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something was up. Maybe I was between relationships. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. I think maybe I just didn't want to be around a whole bunch of screaming, packed in rock because I don't like crowds either.
Gotcha.
So there's a problem with going to concerts.
Yeah.
The older I got, the more I was like, ugh. I can't stand. I would never go to an arena show ever again. I hate it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like humanity.
Yeah, it would have to be one heck of a bill to get me out to a.
No, I'll watch it on a live stream or something. I like small shows, intimate shows, but I don't like humanity. So
right.
That's a little problem there. Oh, look, there's humanity around me.
A few days ago, I saw this one meme. I can't own it, but I kind of co-opted it. This lady put on there. She put down, "I am a social vegan. I avoid meat. MEET." And I was like,
I love that.
That's brilliant, right? So I told her. I said, "I'm stealing this right here. I'm stealing." I co-opted it, and
you're talking about me right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I don't know. I didn't go to that one, and I should have seen Dio live once because I did like Dio a lot. I mean, I like
Ronnie James, dude.
Yeah. And everyone just came back and said, "This is the most historic show." I mean, it never would have been.
Holy diver.
Nothing would have compared to the Police show. Period. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Before or since, but then it was like the show I didn't go to.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just like I'm not doing well today. Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little gassy today.
It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of.
I know. I gotta get in political mode here. I'm having a hard time.
Good luck.
I'm having a hard time.
I know, right? It's like, good luck. I told you. Oh, I'm thinking about doing a political show, Doc.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Jason.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. I'll help you with that.
You may see me go full bore Alex Jones today. No, I won't.
Man.
I won't. I got some provocative stuff though.
Yeah, it's just
provocative.
Politics.
Yeah, I know.
There should be more music. There should be Artquake. There should be Mayor's Balls. Balls.
I have been delving deep, folks. Behind the scenes, what you don't know is production meetings. We're constantly at work, right? We are here for you. Help us help you, right? So, anyways, talking about maybe doing a music show in the near future. And so I started digging deep on that one. I designed a logo. I think it looks kind of snazzy. But with nothing but local Portland, Northwest area music. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Buddha's all over it. He loves that idea.
Yeah.
Buddha is my metal / Portland music now diplomat. He goes to all the shows. It's Buddha,
Well, I like the metal, but talking about the 80s and stuff, there was a lot of cool new wave bands and things like that.
I love them too, yeah. There's some even today. Coloring Electric is good. Acoustic Minds is good.
There's so many.
When We Met, fabulous band, yeah.
Well, the thing is, Portland became, with this whole Portlandia or whatever we call it, the Decemberists, I don't know, whatever it is. Whatever it is, Portland became like this place to move to do music.
Yeah.
Until you find out it kind of sucks as a place to do music. This is not Austin, Texas, folks. Still, to this day. And I've talked to...
It's getting a little better, though.
Well, I've talked to people who have come here and then done stuff, and then they're like, this kind of sucks around here. And I'm like, well, good to see that Portland's keeping up its reputation as a crappy music town, really, at the end of the day.
Welcome to the Rose City.
Yeah. Well, tell me, kid, do you like new shoes? It's like what's a new shoes? It's like, never mind.
NUSHOOZ.
Well, it's just because we had like the Decemberists and what's that other band? Art Alexis, those guys.
Not Everclear?
Everclear. Yeah, thank you.
I will
some
buy
other
you.
Some other bands. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of down on Portland as a music scene, having gone through. And in the 80s and the 90s were big, but still.
It's a totally different take.
You said that there's some good metal venues.
Great, yeah.
Well, that's good, at least.
Hawthorne still does metal.
Yeah, but it's just...
I don't know. There's different
ones.
I don't have my metal hat on.
The problem you have right now is you're shutting down all the venues to build condos.
Yeah.
So there's that, okay? Yeah. So typical Portland priorities, it's like everyone's like, oh, it's such a cool art town or whatever. Yeah, not so much.
No.
All these people coming in with the new money are building condos. God! Are we doing turning left now?
Right. Urban renewal.
Such a cranky mood. And then I look on Facebook to see if anything's going on the stream.
Yeah.
I literally look on Facebook, and there it is playing back.
Yeah.
And here's Doc right here in the camera doing this.
Erg.
And I'm like, oh, that's just wonderful. Yeah. That's just wonderful. I mean, I don't even know why we do video here. It should just be like an audio podcast.
Right.
I mean, you can listen to it. I think you should listen to it.
Sure.
Not watch it.
Right.
Too ugly ass. I haven't really.
Right.
It's always once a week.
Yeah,
One of the days I'm in a bad mood.
Well,
last week it was Monday.
Yeah.
This Monday I was pretty
peppy.
Yeah, pretty peppy. I was like, today's Wednesday. And
today's a griping day. I understand. Totally understand. I'm the same way. It's been a...
I got to go somewhere tonight and do a thing with the thing. Well, we didn't do Wednesday last week because I was doing a thing. And I'm just like, oh, I could do less things right now.
Yeah.
Less things, more money.
Less things, more money.
Yeah, that's right. We got to do some music.
We do.
We'll
I'll get on it.
Nah, yeah.
I'll get on it.
I get stuff in the works if I could get a moment.
Oh, there's tons of bands that have said they wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Some with good gigs coming up too. We could promote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, what did I eat last night? I'm just like
something's repeating on me.
This is not cool. It's like, come on, and you're like,
sure.
God, sound like Don Imus or something.
Well, why don't we call it then?
Yeah, I think it's time. We got this other thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have any? Were you
Stick
gonna
around,
share
folks.
your thing, or are we gonna save that for Friday? What are we gonna do?
I'll tell you what. Let's set it. I'll give you a little tease right here, and we'll save this for Friday. That's it.
This looks like something out of a horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
me and this guy, we go back. We go back. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some more. We got some more show and tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go dig through my stuff. I did not. I was told that the music stuff was in storage. I gotta go dig through it and go down amnesia lane.
Well, I had a bunch of stuff there, but I wanted to, because we talked about Satyricon.
You have a bunch of old lyric sheets, too. Just tons of big, huge pile. I got binders of it.
That's what we need to do, is old tapes.
Ooh.
Let's listen to some of your old songs.
I could do that. Yeah, if me and a few friends, we had a joke band.
Yeah.
Called Whacked.
Mine was called the Kobolance Boys from Estacada.
Excellent.
They were from Estacada.
Excellent.
Oh, God. Oh, my.
I think the best one was The Good, the Bad, and the Perverted. We for the cover we have Al Roker, Arsenio Hall, and Roseanne Barr. The good, the bad, and the perverted. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there.
I got tapes.
That's why I'm in a bad mood. I woke up.
Yeah.
I'm listening to streaming radio. And who are they interviewing? Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold, yeah.
Are you kidding me? Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's
Not
only,
a fan.
Well, there's only one bit on Tom Arnold that I liked. And that's what he had to show on, like, is either Showtime or HBO, right?
I don't know.
And I remember, like, it was just on in the background. Oh, yeah. But he had this one bit, and it actually was pretty funny. He had a Benny Wu. I don't know if you remember Benny Wu.
Yeah,
but he's trying to get Benny Wu to show his secrets, right? Tell me the secrets. So I'm not going to tell you, you know. So he takes him up on this huge roller coaster, and they're going down. The Wu is screaming at the top of his lungs. Ah! And Tom Arnold's really looking next to him. He goes, tell me. And he's, I won't. And that's the only halfway part funny.
Yeah, I don't know. You know I don't like anybody.
Well, you know.
I'm pissy, and I don't like anybody, and I hate crowds. And I don't like concerts.
Crowds?
And so I was just like, oh, man, really?
So we won't find you in a mosh pit then?
Oh, God, no. God, no.
Do the English thing and...
Yeah, no. Oh, do I even have it? Oh, I do have it queued up here.
There we go.
So I don't know. Any parting thoughts on this Wednesday hump day?
Yeah.
I checked the news earlier this morning, and then I stopped the news.
It's either Sessions or whatever, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, well, you know what I think of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go on a little rant today.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's therapy, you know. It's
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
get through the week.
Give us something good.
All right, folks.
Tell me something good.
Ooh. Get through the rest of the week, folks. Hunker down. It's Wednesday. We got a couple more days. Come back to us on Friday, because usually it's a feel-good Friday, right? We'll have Jay-Z, right? Back in studio.
And we got some fun stuff to share.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports stuff. I'm saving it for Friday.
Yeah. Sports Deck. The NuzBox News Deck Sports Desk.
Yeah. That's good. We like that. The sports.
That'll be fun. Friday's a fun show.
Yeah. We'll talk soccer.
Yeah, why not?
And all that stuff.
Right. I may or may not have ordered a Hotspur shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I may or may not. At the rumor, the scuttlebutt on the street is, there may have been a transaction or two.
Cool.
So I'm digging them now. I was a Manchester United guy, but now I kind of like Tottenham. They're plucky. Mm-hmm. They're young, hungry, plucky dudes, and so
they're the team to watch next year.
They got the Rooster thing going.
They're the team to watch next year,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take it easy. Hopefully, stay safe.
Right.
We'll see you. We'll see you on Friday.